The X-Men, Daredevil, and Fantastic Four were staples of early 2000s superhero movies. What if I told you that 20th Century Fox almost made a movie that combined all of these characters and others like Deadpool into a massive crossover? Well, that's the movie we'll be discussing today, as we break down the development and cancellation of the Fox Marvel crossover film, which, for brevity's sake, we'll refer to as Civil War. The year was 2010, and 20th Century Fox was deep in production on X-Men First Class. But the studio was also looking to the future of what could be next for the mutants, and potentially the rest of their library of Marvel characters. They would enlist the at-the-time writing duo of Zack Stentz and Ashley Miller, who were working on X-Men First Class for Fox, to write a script that Stentz would years later describe as a secret project, which, in his own words,
I can't tell you what the plot was, but I can tell you that it used all of the Marvel characters that Fox had at the time in 2011. It used the X-Men, it used the Fantastic Four, it used Daredevil, it used Deadpool.
Fox's first choice to direct the project was Paul Greengrass, best known for the Bourne trilogy, but talks never seemed to get far with him.
It sounded like a few years back there was a Fox kind of a combo X-Men Fantastic Four project that had been scripted that supposedly you were attached to. Was that also a grounded kind of superhero take? What was that?
They did talk to me about it. I wouldn't say I was attached to it. They did talk to me about it, and I thought about it.
Never ultimately signing on. This project would have taken inspiration from the Marvel Comics event Civil War. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the plot would have seen the Human Torch go nova while trying to apprehend the villain, Molecule Man. Johnny blows a hole in Manhattan and sparks the Superhero Registration Act in response to the carnage. The heroes are split on opposing sides, and among the key matchups was a Wolverine versus Mr. Fantastic battle that ended with Reed Richards pinning Wolverine down, extending his hands until they're one molecule wide, and using them as scissors to cut the mutants' arms off. Eventually, the heroes make peace, leading to a post-credit scene that teases what's next, a Skrull invasion. As early development rolled on, X-Men First Class would release to critical and commercial success, and not wanting to interrupt this newfound success, Fox decided to move forward with a First Class sequel instead. Despite the plans for the project ultimately fizzling out, Fox would try again to cross over their characters, commissioning comic book writer Warren Ellis to write a story treatment for a separate X-Men vs. Fantastic Four movie. But again, nothing would ultimately come of it. The very idea of a Fox-Marvel crossover, especially in that 2010 timeframe, raises so many questions. Would the X-Men be the cast of the original trilogy, or the First Class cast? For that matter, was the goal for Ben Affleck to return as Daredevil, Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, and for the Fantastic Four cast to all return? Or would it introduce new actors to at least some of those roles and build from there? Had the movie been successful, would it have ushered in a competing Fox Marvel Cinematic Universe to rival the MCU? Because there were clearly plans for the future. And had this movie been beloved, would Deadpool have been greenlit earlier? Would it have led to future Fantastic Four and Daredevil movies in that world? This movie likely would have totally changed the complexion of Fox's plans for their Marvel film slate compared to what ultimately shook out. And while I'm personally very satisfied with many of the subsequent X-Men universe films under Fox, the supposed scope of what they were planning with this project and its assumed follow-up will always make me wonder what could have been. But that's the story of the Marvel Fox crossover movie, and the end of yet another episode of Canned Goods. So until next time, thank you so much for watching, be good to each other, and stay Hammers.